On today's Tech Help for Churches, the top 4.5 social media sites I use and why. Hi everyone and welcome again to another episode of Tech Help for Churches. My name is Paul Allen Clifford and I'm your host today, and I would love for you to join the conversation. So head on over to trinitydigitalmedia.com/contact and you'll find my email address there, paul@trinitydigitalmedia.com. The voicemail number 1-877-POD-ECHO, 1-877-763-3246, or you can just leave a comment. If you're more of a blog comment person, I feel you. Go right ahead, leave your questions, comments, snide remarks at trinitydigitalmedia.com/contact. If, on the other hand, you're more of a social media kind of person, I got you covered there. Primarily, my primary social media outlet of choice is Twitter, so my Twitter handle is @PaulAllenCliff, PaulAllenclif. Remember, that's the shortest possible way of spelling all three of those, so that should help you. There's no E's in my name whatsoever, so that should also help you. So head over there, send me an @reply, DM if I'm following you. If not, just send me a mention and I'll get right on that. So let's talk about a couple of things and then we'll get started. First off, I want to remind you that this show is sponsored in part by Patreon. Patreon is basically, it's the site that enables people like you to join me in partnering to make this network happen. The idea is that eventually this will become a network where there are tons of shows answering every possible question that you could possibly have and giving you ideas that maybe you haven't yet had about how to do technology, creativity, etc. in the church. So in order for that to happen, unfortunately, it takes money. Right now I'm shouldering the bulk of that burden, but if I could get people like you, if I could get you to join me, just $1 a month, maybe you have more, maybe you'd love to do $10 or $100, whatever makes you feel like you've contributed, then feel free. This isn't required, this isn't compulsory, but it would be nice to help put more money into the show and get some more things happening. And that's exactly what I want to do. So another thing is I would love you to head over to Amazon and look for this book, What Life Are You Waiting For? Now this book is about to be released in just a couple of weeks. It's by Tyndale House, published by Tyndale House, written by my pastor Pete Heiss, forwarded by Bill Hybels, who a lot of you have heard of. This book is all about not letting things stop you from pursuing your dreams, pursuing your passion, and quite frankly, doing what God made you to do. So head over to trinitydigitalmedia.com/whatlifebook, and there you can just get a direct link to Amazon. Here's a little pro tip. By the way, you can also reach it at trinitydigitalmedia.com/whatlife. Pro tip, right now it's less expensive than it's going to be on launch day, so you can pre-order right now, save yourself some money, and then when it launches, they will actually charge you. It's a win-win as far as I'm concerned, so that's what I would do if I were you. Okay, so let's get started talking about social media networks. Now, There are a ton of them out there. There are a ton that I do not use because I am one man and I only have so much time in my day. But there are some that I make time for. And so you might be curious what those are and the order of my preference. So I thought that I would, um, since I am the guy that literally wrote the book on Twitter in church, share with you the top four and a half, that'll be clear later, social media networks that I use and why. So these first four, the half I just put in there later and you'll see why. But the first four are in the order of the I use least to the one that I use most. And the one that I prefer least to the one that I prefer most. And we'll talk about that as well. So number 4 is LinkedIn. If you're in business whatsoever, I really think that LinkedIn is a place where you really don't have a lot of choice but to be involved in LinkedIn. Basically, I do everything that I do there, I do automated. Occasionally, I will go add new people, but I don't search for new people. I let new people find me by and large. So I'm not trying to expand my reach, but I do think it's important that I can be found there. So I also replicate all my tweets there and Facebook posts and everything there so that anyone who uses that primarily can see what I'm up to, but I just don't go out of my way to use it as my primary network because I'm not really in sales. What I'm really trying to do is just get the word out that this network exists and to get more people watching both live and the pre-recorded versions. So I think LinkedIn is a great network if you're doing business, if you're trying to network with people. That's really what it's for. Number 3, Facebook. Now, you might be surprised that Facebook is so far down on my list, but there's a reason for it. First off, I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. They claim that what they're trying to do is make the news feed manageable, but I think I should be in charge of my news feed, and I think that I should decide if I want to see something or not. So let me give you a perfect example. Our next door neighbor was injured last night, and every time I go, because his mother is on Facebook, he's 10 years old, so his mother's on Facebook and we're friends, so I want to know what's going on with him. It really matters to me. This is a little boy that's dear to my heart as a neighbor kid, friends of my kids. So I go to Facebook and I don't trust because they decide what to put on my newsfeed and what not to. I don't trust that they're giving me the latest news from this family. They they might decide that something very important is not important and not put it there. So I have to go out of my way to find it. Likewise, I follow pages that I want to know stuff from. Well, I know as a page owner that not everyone gets to see all my updates, even if they've liked my page. And this is very disconcerting to me. Now, it used to be that Facebook would surface more of that content, but now they're dropping the amount of content that they surface in favor of promoting posts. So I can get the people that have liked my posts to see them by paying a certain amount of money. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. So I don't trust Facebook. All their privacy stuff, don't trust it. Also, Facebook, just the culture there is about that you already know. Well, while it's helpful for me to know what my nephew is up to, it's helpful for me to know what my next door neighbor is up to. People that are close to me, either in proximity or relationally, it is less helpful for expanding my influence and expanding what I'm looking to do. So while I might add someone that I've just met on Facebook and think, oh yeah, we'll connect. It's not for meeting new people. And so that's kind of its downside, in my opinion, is it's not good for expanding the reach. So from a church perspective, while Facebook is fine for the people in your congregation, it's not as good for outreach purposes. So that's also kind of why I don't like it as well. Number two, Google Plus. Now, Google Plus has a very active community. It's much more intuitive. I I like that it's just better in a lot of ways, and it makes more sense with the circles thing. That there's some stuff that I would want to share with all my friends that know that I'm techie but don't care about the details, where there are other things that I would want to share with people that care about the tech stuff that I do. So that's helpful to me that I can uh, share to the appropriate audience, either personal or professional. The problem here is that it's not as big as I would like it to be. I really wish that Google Plus was Facebook, um, just in its reach. I trust Google a little bit more because they seem to be upfront with what they're doing, whereas Facebook, it seems like they're hiding what they're doing. So you see the difference? It's all in communication. So while I like them better than Facebook, I don't like them as much as my number one social network, which is Twitter. Now, this might not surprise you whatsoever. After all, I did literally write the book on Twitter. In fact, if you don't have a copy of Tweeting Church, you can get a free copy. Just go to trinitydigitalmedia.com/gift, and you can sign up there. Unless I change the offer. But as of today, which is April 14th, 2014, the gift right now is a copy of that book. So you can read all the insight that I've had. I've been using it since probably the first year of its existence, so I've learned quite a lot in time. And I understand how it works. I understand how to meet new people. I understand how to use direct messages to get people on my email list. I know all of these tips and tricks to just get the most out of it. And that's why I really think that it's better for churches too. It's a better outreach tool. It's a better way to increase your influence, to see places where you can connect with new people, not only the people that you've already connected with, but new people that don't know about you or drive by your church but don't know what goes on inside, etc. Twitter is great for that. And for what I do, which is church tech training, it's a great way to look for anyone in the world that's interested. Because I'm of the opinion that 1% of the world's population is probably interested in what I do. Now that is a whole heck of a lot of people. So if I can find them, I can help them. Because while they may be searching for me, they might not find me. And while I'm trying to be findable, it's better for me to go out and find them than to hope that they find me. So that's what I'm trying to do with Twitter, is find everyone that would be interested, just as what your church should be doing is finding everyone locally who might be interested in something that your church offers, so that they can perhaps connect with your church and maybe find Jesus. Do you see how that works? So that's why. Okay, so let me talk about the half social network. And the reason that I'm calling this a half social network is there is a social element to this site, but it's not technically a social network. It's a video sharing site. It's YouTube. YouTube, while being a video sharing site, has some aspects of social networking. You can follow people. I encourage people to follow my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the follow button. so that you can, well, the subscribe button rather, so that you can be alerted about all the shows that I'm doing. I do 5 a week, at least. Sometimes I do more. And you can find when I upload one to YouTube and what it's about and see if it's something that you're interested in. So there's that element. There's the comment and the engagement element, which make it somewhat blog-like, that under each post I can put notes about the show, but you can also interact with me, and I encourage you to do that because I'm trying to get better. So every time you say, hey, I didn't like this, I did like that, etc., that's helpful to me because that can help me get better. And if I'm better, then it'll be engaging and more entertaining for you, and you'll learn more. And that's, again, part of my goal. So these are the 4.5 social networks that I use. I know that there are others. I know that Tumblr is somewhat social network-ish. I know that Instagram is. I know that there are others, but those are just the ones that I've chosen to use regularly. Now, I have an Instagram account and I've used it, but I just haven't engaged with it quite as well as I should. And maybe that's just because I'm an older fella. I'm 40 now. And so I'm not as young and hip and cool as the kids are these days. But I think that that's something that I just need to get better and better at, is engaging in these social networks so that I can talk to you. Because that's really the point of all this, is talking to you and helping you learn things and stretch and grow so that you and your church can go out and change eternity. Until next time, I'm Paul Allen Clifford with TrinityDigitalMedia.com.